Kia ora whānau, welcome to the video. I'm just going to show you how I use Audacity to create and process and batch export samples, one-shots, assets, whatever you want to call them. I find this to be a very quick and streamlined way of doing things. Of course, you may have Pro Tools, Ableton Live. I have those programs as well, but I like Audacity because it's fast and it's just super convenient for the things that I need to do in this particular case. So let's go. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is, of course, make sure you've got the right microphone set up here. This is going to be what you're going to record with. So I'm just going to use this microphone right here just to do a few sample hits. And so I've got my interface and the first input mono, and this is the output, of course. So outputting to Soundflower so that OBS can pick it up. Anyway, so. One of the great things about Audacity is, of course, the shortcuts, the keyboard shortcuts, very important to any good workflow. So you can immediately start recording on a new track just by hitting Shift-R. Boom, there we go. All right, let's record some stuff. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Let's go. All right, let's stop. Now, we've got a whole bunch of hits there. Let's pretend this is like useful sounds that we want to use in a production. They're not, but let's pretend. Now, so what we want to do here, now normally the next thing you would do, of course, is go in and start sort of, zoom in, start slicing things up and, manually like creating little splits, Command-I, or whatever. This is really tedious and you have to like maybe zoom right in and see, where the zero crossings are and all that. You don't have to do this. There's a much faster way. So I'm going to show you that now. So let's Command-Z, and what we're going to do here is going to select the whole thing. Actually, first things first, before we do the next step, we're going to want to probably get rid of some of the hiss because I'm not in the ideal recording situation here. There's a really fast and easy way to do this built into Ableton. So Audacity. So the first thing I'm going to do, force a habit. First thing I'm going to do is record a bit of silence, record a bit of nothing. So here goes. Alrighty, now why did I just do that? Alright, I'm going to show you. So we're going to use this bit of silence here to grab a noise profile and subtract it from what we just recorded. So we're just going to go select that passage there, go Effect, Noise Reduction. You can see, I've set up a shortcut here. By the way, these don't have any shortcuts by default, but you're going to want to set them up for this workflow to really, really speed things up. But I'm going to use the menus just to make it clear what I'm doing. So Effect, Noise Reduction. Right, so get noise profile, that's what we've just done, see? So select that bit of audio, get noise profile. All right, and it's done that, it's grabbed that, it knows that that's what it's looking for when we go to reduce noise. So now we're going to select the audio that we want to actually remove the noise from, and we're going to go back to Effect again, we're going to go Noise Reduction again, and we're gonna okay, by default this is set to 12 dB. I've cranked it all the way down to 24. Now obviously, I mean, there's a bit of a trade-off here. The more reduction you do, the more it's going to start to sound a little weird. So your mileage may vary. Just maybe have a little play with that to get it just right. I found 24 is a pretty sweet spot. So we're going to go okay, and you won't notice any difference, but if I zoom right in on the waveform, it's a lot cleaner now. So that's great. All right, so we can get rid of this. We can get rid of this now. Don't need that anymore. Bye. Okay, Command F to fill the width of the screen with the audio that you've recorded, so that's handy. Now, next step is we're going to select the whole thing, and we want to slice this automatically. Now, Audacity has this feature up here in the Analyze window. Analyze, label sounds. Again, I've set up a shortcut for this. Now, this is basically going to go through and do the slicing for you. And my computer's starting to chug for some reason. It doesn't like recording, it seems, any recording video, but we'll carry on. Right, so here in the threshold level, you need to decide, you need to make a judgment call on what is useful noise and what isn't. Basically, this is a threshold at which point it's going to go, this is where the sound starts. Okay, and you're also going to want to have a play with the minimum silence duration and the minimum label interval, and maybe these as well, because these basically, this is it's going to join two sounds together if they're really close, if there's only a short silence between them. So you want to, if you're doing, a lot of short sounds, but like these are quite close together, what I just recorded. So I'm going to turn that right down to 0.2 seconds. And of course, the minimum label interval is how the shortest possible sound that will come out of this, right? And I've set it to 0.4 seconds. Label type, region around, that's fine. That works for me. And also, if you want to bookend it with a little bit of silence, you can add that there. Excuse me, I'm just going to remove that label text. This is going to be some DS number 1. Okay. Right, let's go and see what happens, what it comes up with. Okay. Applying label sounds. It's not normally this slow, it's just OBS tanking my system. As you can see, it's decided that this is one sound, this is another sound, this is another sound, this is another sound. Look, I mean, honestly, you're going to want to play with those settings a bit, depending on the source material. But anyway, let's just go with it. So we've got 4 sounds out of this. Okay, now the next thing that you're going to want to do, or what I like to do before exporting these sounds, is I like to normalize them so that they're as loud as they can be, so that when I go to use them, the volumes aren't all over the place. It's all consistent. Now, you're going to want to do this per sound, otherwise they're all going to come out different. That'll be a loud one, and then that'll be a quiet one. You get the idea. So you can click these labels just to select that passage of audio, and we can go Effect, Normalize, right? And check these settings. This is probably the only one that you're going to want to keep an eye on. If you've been recording in stereo, you may or may not want this ticked. I kind of like that because sometimes it can help to sort of center the stereo image of something. If it was sort of like leaning off to one side, then that can kind of help to center it a bit. But yeah, try it out, see what you think. Anyway, okay, let's go. All right, and now you can do that for each section. Rather than having to go, come on, oh my gosh, OBS really tanking my system here. This is painful. Right, now rather than going up to the menu every time and going Effect, Normalize, you might notice up here there's actually a built-in shortcut to just repeat the last thing you did. So if you haven't already set up these shortcuts for the actual effects, this is handy. You can just select that, hit Command R to tell it to do the same operation again. Click that one, Command R, click, Command R. Oh my gosh, OBS, please work with me here. Okay, cool. Right, we're ready to export these now. And to do that, it's really simple. I'm just going to select the whole lot of audio, and we're going to go File, Export, Multiple. All right, Export Multiple. This is super handy here because what we can do is we don't need to do any cutting, any editing here. The labels will do it for us. So we just select where we want to save these to. I'm going to save them to my desktop into a little folder I've made here. All right, okay, and now we can split files based on labels. That's what we want here. Make sure that's selected. Name files using label track name, which is awesome because it means we can use these labels to name the resulting files. Export, and we are done. Just like that, easy as that, and here are our files. Some BS 1 through 4. Boom, there we go. All right, let's record some stuff. What's up? There you go. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that's useful for you. And ka kite.